Well, hello, Pure Flix insiders. We're so glad that you're a part of what's happening with Miracle at Manchester. I'm here with Richard Newman and Brycen Newman. They're here to share their story and give you an inside, behind-the-scenes look at the film, and we're so glad you guys are here today. So give us a brief recap of how old were you when the story of Miracle in Manchester happened?
I was 15, basically turning 16 at the time when I got diagnosed. So.
Okay. What an incredible age to walk through this.
Yeah, sophomore year of high school.
Sophomore year.
Well, going into
the summer before my sophomore year of high school.
Wow. What did you think when this stuff happened and you're sitting there going into your sophomore year of high school? Kind of what was going through your mind?
I got to prepare for all the exams for my junior year of high school, and I guess college is a thing that you're thinking about then. And I also wanted a car to drive because I was 16 at the time. So
yeah, you did.
Right.
I was like, that's pretty cool. And my friends were all getting kind of their own, I forget what the term is. It's like the pre-driver's license or something like that.
Oh, the permits.
Permits, yes.
So walk us through the story. Just give us a brief recap of what this story is.
Well, it's about a child that was diagnosed with brain cancer, given had a really rough time, went through 2 brain surgeries, 11 hours each, really bad staph infection, went through standard of care, which is chemo and radiation in brain cancer, and a tumor started to come back, and through the grace of God, his high school called him back to actually say really more goodbye to his friends than anything else because of the outlook.
And it was what, 5% chance?
5% chance of survival 5 years out. Okay. So it's a period. But they wanted him to say, tell us, because he was going down to Florida for like 2 months, say things. And they said this prayer, and the prayer saved his life. It saved his life. The power of prayer. So 5 years
out from there, 21, you beat the odds. God helped you to beat the odds.
I did. I beat the odds, yes.
Praise God. It's
exactly.
So awesome. So what are you up to now? Talk about what life has been like after, that you've done the film, and like what's going on in your life today.
Yeah, so I was fortunate enough to graduate high school on time. I caught up with my classes and graduated with my friends in current class. I was lucky enough to be accepted at UC Santa Barbara, where I majored in communications and I minored in sports management. And I am lucky enough to attend Texas A&M University, and they have one of the top sport management programs in the country. And so I'm a graduate student there.
What's your hope? What do you want to do?
I want to get in I think it's the PR realm for a sports organization. I was very fortunate to have professional athletes visit me when I was in the hospital. And kind of give me motivation.
Give us a name. Who visited?
I'm not going to name drop.
All right.
I'll just keep it.
They were big names. Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
Hall of Famers.
Hall of Famers.
Yeah. So I was very fortunate, right, to have those kind of people and those celebrity figures come and visit me while I was in the hospital and give me motivation. And so I want to be in I want to be in a spot where I can tell athletes to, go to hospitals and give kids motivation. So I think that's in the PR realm of sports organizations.
Yeah.
So.
So the healing has been a process for you. How have you walked through that?
Just keep going. Yeah. Honestly, just 1 foot at a time. I started my nonprofit charity.
What's the focus of that?
So we donate iPads to pediatric hospitals, hopefully around the nation.
That is awesome. So what impact has sharing your story had on your life and your faith as you've shared this with people? It's
been great. I think other people get a bigger impact from it, which is what I hope. I think, I'm, like I was saying earlier, confident that God has a plan, and I want other people to know from seeing the movie or witnessing whatever we do, that God has a plan and that He can figure it out.
So great. How about for you?
It's the same thing. It's don't give up on prayer. Don't give up on faith. There is somebody listening, and you never know when it. We're blessed. I'm blessed, and my son is sitting here right now, here talking with you.
Amen.
And it's because of God. So don't give up on prayer.
Brycen, what do you remember about that moment when your friends and the colleagues prayed over you? What was it like at that moment?
It was pure shock just to see that many people at one time.
Yeah.
It it was a crazy moment.
How did it feel? Like, what was take us to that moment.
It's hard to describe the prayer, and the best way I can relate it is like when you take clothes out of a dryer and they're all warm, that kind of thing. They smell nice and they're clean and everything. It felt like that, just coming from within, and instead of putting on the clothes, it's more of an external feeling. But for me, it just I felt like it was coming from within.
Love that.
It was actually the prayer side of it was wild, because we didn't know at the time what was going on. And I'll never forget, Bryce gets in the car and literally looks at his mom and dad and then goes, "Dad, I almost passed out during the prayer." And I'm like, "Well, okay, son. Well, hey, glad you didn't, because all eyes were on you. You were the star of the party." And that was when the healing process started. But we didn't know that at the time, obviously. We didn't know that till about 10 days later when we got the MRI results back. But yeah, I'll never forget that day.
So in that 10 days, did you feel like, man, God did something?
I felt like that in the beginning.
Yeah,
I knew God was going to do something. If it wasn't now, I was like, all right, take your time. Like, you got this. But yeah, that's what I felt like in the beginning.
We talked a little bit earlier, and all along you had a 5% chance that you were going to make it.
Yes.
But your perspective was what?
I was going to make it.
Yep.
That was it didn't matter what number, but I was just going to make it.
That's what I always say. There's still 95% chance that God's going to show. You still have 5% chance, right? There's still a 5% chance. So, how does it feel to see your story in a film on the big screen? How does that feel?
It's even hard to. I don't know it's crazy. I guess is I hope other people when they see it, they understand the messages behind it, and they
don't give up on prayer.
Yeah, I guess don't give up on prayer. Yeah.
How were you guys involved in the film process?
Well, Dad wrote the script.
Well, no.
He helped write the script more.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be there, especially for the athletic scenes.
They were important to him.
Yeah, that was very important to me. But I was there for the athletic scenes and some of the other scenes. But I think you were there for most of the.
Yeah, I was there. We contacted the producer and got in touch with him, and they did the movie. And Bryce, we were instrumental in like I went and got the money that was raised for the movie and stuff like that. It was like Doug Manchester, just can't say enough about this man. He's an incredible guy, very generous. Basically was the executive producer on it.
Wow.
And because he loves Cathedral Catholic and he wanted to be part of the story. And they came out and did a good job with the movie. And Bryce was in. His mom was a big. When we met in Los Angeles, she was in the production side of movies, and she had him doing the what do you call it?
Yeah, like Alfred Hitchcock, right?
And
where
he's
like
in different
cameos
scenes
and stuff like that. Yeah.
In the background, you see him. He's
a coach or whatever for some of the athletic scenes, or like a nurse and walking around the hospital or something. It was cool.
Yeah, it was kind of funny.
How do you feel about the guy that played you?
He did a good job.
Yeah,
he did a good job.
Okay.
And the guy who played me, he made me look good because I'm not that good looking. I'm not that good looking. So
what was your favorite scene of the film?
Ooh, the weight room scene, the outdoor weight room, that was kind of cool. Okay. I liked that scene. I was a coach in the background. I was one of the weight training coaches or whatever. But that was a fun scene to shoot. What about yours? What's your favorite scene?
I thought when Dean Cain said it was pretty cool. My character said to him, "Well, what about Florida?" And Dean Cain quips, "You don't need to go to Florida. We got plenty of great beaches right here in San Diego." So that was a good line. That's good.
What do you hope for the audience to walk away with from this film?
Power of prayer.
Don't give up.
Yeah, don't give up on prayer. It's powerful, and don't lose faith.
Community and togetherness. You can beat this. You can do anything if you have faith. If you don't give up on prayer, and if you come together as a community, like his community came together for him, that day those kids prayed over him. They believed, and he is sitting proof that it works. That prayer works.
So people are going to be walking through difficult things and times in their life watching this film. What's your words of encouragement for them?
keep going. God has a plan, and just keep going and be confident and have a good attitude.
Yeah, don't give up. Don't give up on faith. Don't give up on prayer.